Workington Academy Radio presents Behind the Algorithm. Hello there and welcome to Behind the Algorithm, a podcast in which us here at Workington Academy Radio will be diving into social media and the effects it has on children and their mental health. Today we have a very special guest, former student of Workington Academy, Survivor winner 2023 and social media star. It is Matthew Haywood.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's very nice for you to come in. So just as a start off, for anyone who doesn't know, can you please tell our listeners who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Matthew Haywood. I was a student at Workington Academy up until 2020. I come here for sixth form as well. And in 2023, I applied for Survivor, like a reality competition on BBC One. And I got on that, I won that. And then since that, I've just been doing like social media content on TikTok, just started a bit of YouTube stuff. So just seeing how it goes day by day.
Yeah.
After winning Survivor UK, how did your relationship with social media change almost overnight?
Yeah, I think I've always knew for the past maybe 5-6 years, coming up like since I left school, that social media is kind of, it's just booming, isn't it? And I think it will continue to do that. And I always wanted to, I'd say I use social media as like a place to express myself. And I think I've always wanted to do that. But then since Survivor, that gave me like the confidence to actually put myself out there. So yeah, since Survivor, I've been using it more than ever. I didn't even have like a TikTok account though before Survivor. So I made that when Survivor come out, and then when Survivor finished, I started like creating my own stuff.
Yeah.
So not having social media on Survivor, how did that affect you?
That's such a good question. I think it was so hard at first because before I went into Survivor, I'd done like a couple of weeks in like a hotel where I was just like isolated, like, you know, can't speak to anyone, you have like one chaperone. And that night I landed in the Dominican Republic. I had to put my phone in an envelope and I give it to a producer. I didn't see it for like 2 months. And the first 2-3 nights, it made me a bit anxious. Genuinely, it was hard. That was probably the hardest part. But then come the end of Survivor, you're not even thinking about it. Like I
Didn't even miss it.
Yeah, you didn't miss it at all. And I didn't even want to pick it up again. Not like I'd have loads of messages, but I just didn't. It's that like, everything, I was so present in every moment in Survivor, and then coming away from that, getting contacted like by everyone, it was nice to be uncontactable for a bit.
What has surprised you the most about becoming a public figure on social media platforms?
What surprised me the most? Probably the support from like the local area. I think we're from like quite a small town and everyone's been so supportive, and I think that's really nice, especially like coming back into school and stuff, seeing like all the kids like happy about it and they want to speak to you about it and they watch your stuff. That kind of support probably helps you succeed on social media as well, because everyone will watch it, they'll share the stuff and they'll pass it around, and like, yeah, I appreciate that a lot, and that's, yeah, exciting.
I mean, you saw some people out there when you were coming in, they were like all surrounding you and like trying to ask you questions and stuff when you were coming in.
Yeah. So no, that's good. And they passed me the football. I kicked the football back to it. It was good.
They were cheering you on, kicking that football.
They definitely think I'm a better footballer than I am as well. I'm not very good.
Do you think social media has given you more opportunities or more pressure, or both?
Definitely more opportunities. But like, I feel like if you're putting yourself out there on social media, there is going to be some sort of, you're opening up opportunities for people to criticise you. And I do believe, I don't think it's nice that people spreading hate, but then everyone does have their own account where they can comment what they want on my videos, because I'm putting my videos out there. And you do sometimes see negative comments. I haven't had loads and loads, but when you do see them, it isn't nice. So yeah, I do think some people get more negative comments than others, and it must be hard for people who are getting real like hate-driven comments, because even just sometimes getting 1 or 2, it can put you down. So never mind getting like all your comments just hate.
So that was,
Yeah.
pretty much answered it, but still. How do you cope with your criticism online?
Yeah, I think at first, if I got like a negative comment, how I like to think about it is, I try not to let anything affect me negatively if I know it's not true. It's like, someone said to me recently, if someone said to you, I hate your blue hair, and you don't have blue hair, that's not going to offend you, is it? So don't let something offend you if it's not true. If someone's like, oh, you're not a nice person, if you know that you're a nice person, don't let that offend you, because it's not true, and you know it's not. So sometimes the harshest comments are the ones that you kind of think are true. So if someone's like, "Oh, I hate your hairstyle," and I kind of hate my hairstyle, I don't, but if that would hurt.
Yeah.
So I try to forget about them, but sometimes they are going to affect you because you're a human, you know.
So, how does being on social media affect your mental health?
Sometimes it can be over-consuming, because I feel like I'm waking up and I'm like, right, what can I be creating today? And because the social media is so, you can't complete social media. So it's so addictive. You're always, especially like if you're creating content on social media, you're looking at other people and you're thinking, oh, should I be doing that? They're out there creating, I'm not today. But that's okay. I think it's about balance. I think I haven't found the balance yet, but the balance is something I need to learn, and being able to put like your phone down. And like yesterday I started watching a TV series on Netflix, and I put my phone down and didn't even look at it. And that was a big deal for me, because sometimes I'll watch it and I'll miss the show, so I think the balance is key.
What's your personal screen time?
Roughly.
Today, I actually checked it before I come out. It was 5 hours, and that was at about 3 o'clock. So that's probably quite a lot for up to 3 o'clock. I'd say maybe 7 hours, 8 hours.
I mean, that's not too bad considering you are like someone who's
definitely
press
not the worst
conference
we've
on.
had.
But I don't scroll enough. I think, like, I watch the football on my phone. I watch like TV on my phone, but I don't sit and scroll, because I think sometimes scrolling, especially, it's good to get inspiration sometimes, but sometimes for me it makes me think, oh, should I be out there creating? It puts a bit of pressure in my head. So I think also scrolling can be good, because interacting with other people's content, which I should do more, is gonna help push my account and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, from your perspective, how does social media affect children and teenagers' mental health today?
I never like sitting on the fence. I'm going to try not to. I think social media is amazing in the sense of the opportunities out there. It's a place for people to express themselves. The fact that we can all sit at home and FaceTime someone, whether they're in this country, another country, wherever they are, whatever time of the day, you can get hold of someone. And if we told someone years and years ago that would be possible, they'd find it absolutely mental. But I do think there should be some sort of stricter, like, I could imagine it being hard growing up now in schools and having social media, because I feel like there should be more limits on what people can actually get hold of, like more filters. Like if someone's opening an Instagram account, I think everyone should be verified that it's that person that's opening it, and that would hopefully stop more hate and stuff. But the consumption of like these social media platforms and people scrolling, it can't be good for you. But also, I do think social media is brilliant, but it can't be good for a child's mental health or anyone's mental health. It can get you down. As humans, we're not made to be sitting looking at a screen all day. Because like people say you need to get outside sometimes. That's true. Today, we went for a walk down the river, me, my mum and my brother. I jumped in the river.
As you do.
As you do. Freezing. Absolutely freezing. And yeah. And I felt good. I felt good for it. But then if I sit on my phone for 2 hours, you don't feel good. You feel grotty, and you need to get out there.
Have you ever noticed specific patterns like comparison culture or online validation that you think are especially harmful for young people?
100%. And I think this needs to be spoke about more, about men. Like, there's a big thing with like women and body comparison and stuff online. But I think that for like a man as well, I went on Survivor, I lost a lot of weight, and you come out of an experience like that and then people are telling you look really good. And as a man, I'll say it as well, you're looking at social media, you see these perfect six packs and you see the bodies and that, and you do compare yourself online, and I think it can't be good because it's not real. It's not real.
It's not.
If you asked 100 regular people or done what everyone looks like on average, it wouldn't be their typical like Love Island bodies, and that isn't real. And I think social media makes you think that, especially with like, you have AI and everything now, you can create the perfect body. People, you can't believe everything you see online. But I think, comparison on social media, whether it's your body, whether it's people's lifestyles as well, you only see the highlights of people's life. Like, you're not going to post a meal, a picture of your food if it looks awful.
You're not.
You only post the good meals, but you eat every day. So I think don't believe everything you see online.
Well, Charlie did try and trick us into thinking
Believing I
he had a buzz cut the other day.
And was it believable?
It was
It was
quite
very
believable. It was.
I'll have to show you after
It
this.
was.
Yeah, you have to show me.
What are some positive ways you think social media can support your mental health when used responsibly?
I think connection with people. I'm a social person. I like being with people. This is a bit of a double-edged sword though, because I like the fact that I can just contact anyone whenever and talk to people, FaceTime people, text people, and get that like instant response. I don't think I'd have been able to cope like sending a letter to somebody and then waiting like 2 weeks for a reply. I like the kind of instant chat, but I do find when you're with people sometimes they can be on the phone too much around you, and I think that's a bit insulting. Not purposely probably their fault, because it's an addiction that we all probably have, but it can be a bit annoying if you're in like a small group of people and someone's just looking down on the phone. They're not even in the room. Sometimes I don't want people to think I've got awful crack, but sometimes like people are like scrolling social media when they're with you. That isn't good.
It's not.
As someone with an influence on people, do you feel a responsibility to think about how your content might affect younger viewers?
Yeah, absolutely. I with my content and what I do, I want to show people that, especially with like my recent stuff, I'm doing a lot like, and I've always like stayed in the hostels and I want to do travel content and stuff like that to show people that you don't have to have a lot to do stuff, and that there's a lot of the world out there that you can travel for cheap. So my recent YouTube video, I done a £50 holiday, everything for £50, my flight, accommodation, food, and hopefully that's showing someone that you can fly somewhere for 20 quid and you can get like food for a couple of pounds, you know. So
Or free if you sneak into a hotel.
or free if you sneak into a hotel, but I don't know if we can endorse that. I did feel like I was thinking, should I be doing this? But I feel like when you're on a limited budget, you have to do what you got to do.
You do.
Not steal though.
Which you did.
Do you think platforms do enough to protect their users' mental well-being, particularly children?
No, I don't. I think there should be more. Maybe it's something in where, and I know you can put like social media breaks into your phone, but then is anyone going to go in there and really put like a timer on how long they can use it? It's on the person. You have to have like your own want to do it. But no, and I think every account, like I said before, every account should have to be verified. There must be a way to do it where even children can like verify themselves on there, because it'll stop like these like anonymous accounts giving abuse and stuff. But yeah, I think there should be more. And you see, there's a lot. I think there's a lot in like you see gambling accounts as well on social media, and they're always telling you not to gamble on the adverts, but that's probably making people want to gamble. So that's what I think with this. The social media accounts, even if they tell you to take a break, they'll probably still want you to log onto the app because it's a business.
It is.
There was a growing discussion about banning or restricting social media, especially for young users.
Mm-hmm.
What's your initial reaction to this idea?
I think the idea of banning it completely isn't good for young people, because it's come so far now where you would have problems of like people's mental health. It's again a bit of a double-edged sword. People's mental health can be bad because of the social media, but also cancelling it completely, some people rely on that for like happiness. And I think you see a lot of people as well who maybe aren't so good socially, but then they're maybe not good socially because of social media, but they can go on social media, they maybe have like a community on there, they have people they can speak to, which I do think is good. I feel like as a species of people in the future, we're going to be less lonely. Like you see like the elderly people of today who aren't really as savvy on social media, they don't have as much entertainment, but then when we're all like elderly, we're going to have our phones, we're going to have connection. I know the next thing will always come along, but we're going to be able to speak to people, and hopefully that cures loneliness. But for young people, I think it gives a lot of opportunity, and I can't come really and say I'd want it to be cancelled because I use it a lot and I'm still quite young and I like to create. But in schools and stuff, I bet it's tough to kind of navigate, and the fact concentration levels as well are probably going out the window for young people. The fact they're scrolling reels and watch 2 seconds flick, gone, and then they're expected to sit in a classroom and then listen to a teacher for an hour. You can't just flick and next. You have to be like present.
And also based on that point, the government have recently voted against a full Australia-style ban on social media. And we've been featured on BBC Radio Cumbria talking about this, and we agree as well, and we think it's not the best to fully ban it, and maybe education and regulations and restrictions would be better. And when we talked to Will Gardner, CEO of ChildNet, he said the same things.
Well, that's good. Congratulations as well about getting
thank you.
on the news, on the radio, talking about it, which is good. And I think it's good that young people like yourselves are speaking about it, because it's not just about the older people who are in charge who make decisions. The young people need to be behind this as well. And have your voice. It's important that you've got your voice, and it's good that you've been given a platform to speak about it.
Yeah.
So do you think a full ban is realistic, or should the focus be on regulation and education?
That's brilliant. Regulation and education, that's the one. Definitely. I think it's good we'll see what happens in Australia. I think we can just watch from afar, see what happens. But I don't know if it'll last. It'll be tough. It'll be tough to really bring in. But education, regulation, it's a good point.
I suppose with a ban as well, fully, in Australia, people are finding ways around the ban, and it's kind of not really doing much for them. And maybe if you put in more regulations and education, that can actually help, rather than the ban and just getting ways around the ban.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like you said, people will always find a way to do something. If anything banned, someone will find a way to beat the system and get through it. And it'll just be then done illegally and done in the wrong, even worse. So, I agree. I think, anyone with any sort of, addiction, cutting it off completely doesn't always work, like the cold turkey kind of thing. So, regulate it, educate people. That's definitely the best way.
If you could change one thing about how social media works today, what would it be?
Ooh. Yeah, I've said this a few times though, but it's definitely the whole verification system of, for instance, somebody else on YouTube now is posting some of my videos and it says that their account's in America, which is fair enough, and I think that's nice at first. But then when I was coming to make my YouTube account, I couldn't get that account taken down, so I didn't want people to think that was me, because then that account could, they could say anything and it looks like it's me saying it, or they could post anything. So if there was a way, and there was no way that I can verify my YouTube account to say it's actually, that's my real person. So if there was a way to do that, I think that would help a lot of problems of people being anonymous on there and people stealing people's stuff and stuff like that.
Well, I did have to convince Ollie the other day that account wasn't your real account, and the real one was the one you'd posted your first video on.
You've actually seen that second account as well. It's not my account.
If you search up Matthew Haywood on YouTube, it comes up with that one first.
Yeah, that's mad.
Just had YouTube Shorts on.
They got in there first. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They got there first. But so I changed my profile pic on my new YouTube account to a different one to kind of make up mine. But my aim was to get more subscribers than the other account, and I've now surpassed their subscriber account. So hopefully, the more videos I post, the further up the screen I'll get.
Yeah.
What would your advice be to give to young children who are worried about their growing up in such a digital world?
I think advice to young people growing up in the digital world, there's going to be a lot of opportunity out there for you to use social media, to use media in general for a career now. I think there's so many more opportunities. Even if you wanted to work in TV, probably even 20 years ago, you probably had to know somebody or go through big long application processes to even get an interview. So now, if you want to create something, you want to be a singer, you want to be an actor, a dancer, you can put your content out on social media, and overnight 1 million people could see it. And years ago, you would have to probably be signed to some agency and go the long way around. But people are making careers from the bedroom, and I think there'll be a lot more of that coming soon from the youth.
From the youth.
Looking ahead, how do you see your own relationship with social media evolving over the next few years?
Ooh. Definitely trying to get a better balance between what's content for me and what I'm creating, and then what's just being on my phone, doom scrolling for no reason. And I don't scroll all the time, but I'm always checking something. And I think being a bit more present in the room is better. This, not having my phone in my pocket now is perfect. And to actively find that balance between what's work on social media and then what's and then to put it away for a bit. You know?
Yeah. We've talked about a lot of important stuff there, but on a serious note, what is your favourite type of cheese?
My favourite type of cheese? Ooh. I do like a cheese, but you know you have like the hardcore cheese fans.
Hardcore cheese fans.
I'm not a hardcore cheese fan, but I do dabble in a bit of... Ooh. Is this so basic of me? I like a brie, but I like a bit of Stilton as well. I'm a bit of a... Just a little bit at Christmas time, you know.
That's 2 new answers not had yet, so thank you very much for that.
Why? What were the other answers?
We've had Pecorino from Josh McAllister.
Oh wow, that's posh.
And I Hate Cheese, one of the students that we interviewed.
I hate cheese.
Wensleydale from Will Gardner and Adrian Dakers.
A bit of Edam as well. As a kid, my mum used to buy it had like a red wax around the outside, and that used to be really nice in a sandwich. I haven't seen that in a while.
And it does seem like that's going to be all we have time for today. But thank you very much, Matthew, for coming in and giving us your time.
Thank you.
We will see you next time on Behind the Algorithm. I've been Noah.
I've been Charlie.
I've been Ollie.
And
I've been Matthew.
we did it right. Yes. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Workington Academy Radio.